Hello and happy Monday. I'm so excited to start offering these light and shadow polls on a weekly basis, going from Monday through Sunday. So if you are looking for a weekly recap, kind of to see what's coming ahead in terms of what the cards have to say, talking a little bit about astrological forecast, as well as deepening some tarot specific guidance. I am the person for you, and you are in the right place at the right time. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple big things this week. So, to begin with, today is actually Sunday, November 2nd, is when I'm filming this. And today we actually moved into the tarot card, the small card of the Six of Cups. So, we're actually able to break the small cards apart into decans of the zodiac. So, in addition to your astrology placements, you can also use tarot cards as a guidance for kind of some of what the energy of the card might bring into that 10-day period. So today we actually moved into the Six of Cups, which is going to last from November 2nd to November 12th. The name of this card in the Thoth deck is Pleasure, which might be rather nice coming off of the card we just finished, the Five of Cups, which was Disappointment. So this might be a nice reprieve in the energy we just moved through, and also makes a lot of sense with the astrology forecast of this month, saying that the beginning half of the month is going to be a little bit easier to deal with than the second half of the month. So think about that as you sort of start to plot out and plan what it is that you're going to be doing in the next coming weeks as you schedule things out to the end of November. On Wednesday, November 5th, we actually have a full moon in Taurus, which is really here to remind us of the value of simplicity and coming back to our bodies. We just finished Samhain, yeah. So Halloween is the American version of that Celtic tradition. And Samhain is all about moving from light to shadow. It's going from life to death. It's transitioning into the winter season. So we're sort of feeling some of that energy right now as the days start to get longer. Darkness begins to last a little bit longer. And then, of course, closing out the week on Sunday, November 9th, we have the dreaded Mercury Retrograde. So this will last from Sunday, November 9th until Saturday, November 29th. We've actually been in that pre-shadow period. This is when Mercury enters the zone that will later be retraced on October 21st. So we're seeing a lot of those influences across many of the global sectors, right? Travel's been a little crazy. Communication's been a little wild. The media's been full of a lot of very interesting information. So if you can sort of put that on the back burner on a personal note, you can use this time really productively to really, release beliefs that no longer serve you, maybe people or situations or places that no longer serve you. This is a good time to kind of let those things fall away before you go into hibernation and get ready to plant new seeds. So let's go ahead. We'll get into a light and shadow poll for today, illuminating the themes that might be coming for you in the next couple of days this week. I'll actually be using two different decks. I will be pulling from the Modern Witch deck for our light pull and the Dreaming Moons deck for our shadow pull. And for further illumination, I will be using the Rider-Waite deck, the small cards, for just a little extra information. So when you're ready, go ahead, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and exhale out through the mouth, and just settle in. Let's do that again. You might need another breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's get into it. All right, so for Monday, November 3rd, light and shadow pull. All right, for our light, we have the Tower card. And for shadow, we have the Six of Wands. All right, so the Tower card is really all about things falling away. And it can be rather aggressive. It can be rather jarring. I mean, look no further than the fact that people are literally falling out of windows. This person has been impaled by a rock. So it's not always a very nice card, but it certainly is an ending. And maybe for that, that's a good thing. Maybe there's something that really, really needs to just close up shop and die away. And the shadow, the Six of Wands, which is the victory card, the parade card, is like, yes, let it go. Or maybe there's a battle that's been fought And then there's a victory at the end that's like, yeah, it needed to go. So trust that if something is falling away, or there's, again, I always say with any kind of energy, like a plus or minus 3-day time period, as you are closing something, know that it is something to be celebrated. Not all losses are bad or shouldn't happen, right? For Tuesday, November 4th, light, 10 of Pentacles, shadow, 2 of Crystals. So our 10 of Pentacles, so this is all about inheritance, family wealth, creating legacy for the people that you love and care about, and using connections through your network to be able to create something. So maybe on Tuesday, if something had to really fall away on Monday, don't forget that you have a network of people that want to help you, that can help you, get through tough or challenging times. The shadow, the 2 of Pentacles. So you might have to make some decisions in order to tap into this network. Maybe there's someone that you should tap into that maybe you haven't wanted to contact, or there's a concern about contacting them. Will they be willing to help you? These are questions that only you can answer, but don't be stubborn about, and don't look back. Don't look back. If you let something go, don't look back at it. There might be regrets about it. You might want to, but you really have to trust that the people that love you and care about you, they've got your back. Okay. For Wednesday, November 5th, our full moon, we have the Knight of Pentacles for light. We have the King of Stars for shadow. All right, so Knight of Pentacles. So if something had to fall away on Monday and it was really challenging and your network came through, there might be a need to create routine, to create a plan. Again, Knight of Pentacles is not the sexy card, but it's the card, it's the person you would call upon if you needed help, because they're reliable, they're steadfast. And knights in the tarot deck are all about the movement and the action of the suit. So if Pentacles is about money and plans and being organized, it's an earth sign, very earthy, grounded, right? The knights are all about movement, but the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that doesn't move. He is sitting on the horse. He is slow to move into action, but once he moves, he's unstoppable. Okay. So make sure that plans are well laid, or find that person who is steadfast in what they do, in their action, in their words, that can help you. The shadow of what's underneath it, with the King of Stars, which in this deck also corresponds to the Pentacles. Okay. So the shadow underneath it would say, yeah, it's like a double down. Like before you start moving, you really, really have to get the plans right. You really have to be grounded, rooted, and rely on people that are very steadfast. Steadfast is the word to me for this week. Steadfast in what they do, steadfast in what they say, and actually able to really help you start to plan, to put things in movement and take things forward. For Thursday, November 6th, we're a little heartbroken this week. And there might have been some lying. So I don't know if this goes back to Monday, but it's interesting that we pull the Tower card, and then it's all things like pain and heartbreak and deception. The deception is underneath this heartbreak. That's tough. I'm sorry. So that's really what Thursday's about. Thursday is about the final blow kind of happening, the stab fully going through, the full impalement happening, and that someone, was either you or someone else, there was deception happening. People were not being clear and forthright about what was actually going on. And this could lead to a lot of pain. This could also illuminate a lot of that Tower energy that was coming. I want to actually pull for a little more of this. So 2 reversed 4s and a Queen of Wands. So with the 3 of Swords, it's there's just like, I don't, maybe not wanting to, actually I need to flip these the other way because that's how it looks for me. So maybe having a really tough time seeing the hand of opportunity being presented, just not even wanting to look at it or entertain it. And either needing to hook into your own personal magic or maybe feeling in competition with another strong-willed, fiery, feminine-leaning person. Doesn't have to be a woman, but someone that is, gives off the energy of being a very fiery, domineering, mothering type. And I think a lot of the heartbreak, again, with the pentacles, there's not cups coming up per se. I mean, the Four of Cups did, but that's to me about not seeing opportunities. But there's also a need to kind of like hold on to your money, like being really afraid about the movement of money. So perhaps there's some heartbreak and anxiety in that about financial things, which, given everything going on, would make a lot of sense. A lot of people, maybe even folks watching this, maybe are having trouble given everything going on and worrying about where finances or resources will come from to cover the things that need to be covered. And that is an exceptionally challenging position for anyone to be in. And I hold a lot of empathy for that. So, yeah. All right. For Friday, November 7th. Okay, well, as gnarly as Thursday was, Friday seems a bit better. So we have the King of Cups and we have the Two of Cups. So if there is hurt feelings, and I feel like it's actually more pain to do with money than like emotional heartbreak, it feels more resource based. A lot of these cards are resource based cards, a lot of pentacles. Excuse me, a lot of pentacles coming up. So the King of Cups, this is an individual who is really able to take care of people emotionally. They are a wonderful mentor. They are grounded in their word. They are intuitively connected and able to just calm the waters. When the waters are choppy, this person is there to ground it and not make it quite so intense and awful. So if you have this person in your life after a very trying, difficult, sad Thursday, maybe they can remind you of the emotional and family, community, connectedness, and wealth that you do still have. So that person feels quite positive. And the Two of Cups underneath the shadow is love. This card is all about love. This is seeing someone from across the room and knowing that they're your soulmate. This is connecting with someone in a harmonious way that kicks off a new chapter, a new relationship, a new endeavor. It's a soulmate card. And what I love about this, I pull this oftentimes for folks in the medical profession. So if you are dealing with issues of medical questions, or maybe needing to get some sort of medical work done, Friday might be a favorable day where maybe you have someone who's really compassionate, a really wonderful healer. Maybe you're finding this on a Friday. Maybe you feel good about that. So someone who will come into your world who has the ability to ground you, heal you, love you, connect with you, bring you back into center. Yay. We need nice cards sometimes. Okay. Saturday. Ugh. Double tower all the way. All right, Saturday, November 8th, the day before the dreaded retrograde. We have strength in our light position. We have the tower in our shadow. And look at, again, two very different decks. Similar imagery, but different, right? This is more based on the classic Rider-Waite. This is a derivative of the Rider-Waite deck, but still gives you very fiery imagery. Okay, so for light, so remember that this card is all about being the iron fist in the velvet glove. You cannot use force to get what it is that you want all the time. The maiden is calmly using her hand to just gently, in this case, she's petting the lion, but in other decks, she's actually closing the mouth of the lion. And so this is a really beautiful card to remind you that with softness and lightness sometimes comes the most power and strength, and you will need that softness in the face of, again, I think it's an extension of Monday, just shocking and tumultuous and ground shattering news. But don't get hard, get soft. Soften those edges. Just aggression is not going to be the thing that is going to serve you in this moment as you are navigating strong thoughts, feelings, emotions, and exterior circumstances that are outside of the bounds of your control. Sunday, November 9th, Mercury Retrograde. Okay. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Crystals, aka Swords. Wow, this week. This week is a doozy. Okay, Sunday, our light. Maybe the money is coming back in, or we're finding a new modality of resource generation after the disappointment of the Three of Swords. Again, but we're back with the Three of Swords. So potentially there's a path forward for money, or for the money and the resource that needs to happen, but it might not be the thing you want to do. There might be some baggage with what has to happen. There might need to, let's see what we can do to kind of resolve some of this heartbreak and this heaviness. I'm going to do 3 cards. So it just hurts. But with the 10 of Swords, this is the dark moment before the dawn. The dawn is in the background. And the position of the fingers is that of like the martyr or the Pope. This same hand placement appears in the Hierophant card as well, which is all about, religion and higher path, etc. So again, even if it hurts, sometimes the worst, you have to really clean out the wound before it can be healed. And that's kind of what this card would indicate. There kind of just is no outrunning whatever's coming this week. But there's a potential for mentorship. I feel like this kind of connects back to that King of Cups and that 10 of Pentacles that we talked about in the earlier part of the week. You have a lot of potential. You're very smart. You can work your way through things. You can learn things. Trust yourself that you have the intelligence to navigate the moment, but sometimes pain is just how it goes. It's just how it goes. All right. I'd like to do 3 more cards just to give advice for this week and then look at the shadow, which is the bottom card of each of the decks. Oh, yeah. Your advice for this week, Ace of Pentacles, Lovers, Queen of Cups. A lot of big decisions about money need to be made. Money is on the mind. Money is the top concern. Resources feel scarce. But lean into people that want to help you, that care about you. Choose higher path. Choose the right way. Do not choose the temptation, right? Don't choose the snake. Don't choose the serpent. Always lean into the higher path and trust that there is emotional aptitude around you, either within your own self or in your larger group, that can help guide you into the higher plane of where it is that you need to go. Bottom of the deck, Empress for our light. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Stars for our shadow. Bottom of the deck, the World. So I like to look at the bottom of the deck because, and I've started employing this because it's kind of like that peekaboo card. It sort of gives me an indication of maybe what's working underneath all of this. Okay, so all you want to do is be a human being instead of a human doing, and you want to be feeling yourself. And I get it, because the Empress is like, I'm in my garden. I'm not messing with anyone. No one's messing with me. Would you like a cup of tea? Let's just hang out and relax and have a good time. So, like, this is where you want to be. And instead, you are chained to money. Money, money, money. Resource, resource, resource. It is like entrapping you. You're crowned. You think about it all the time. It's literally shackling you to the ground, and you are clinging to your pentacles like they're about to grow wings and fly away from you. Money is scaring you. But let me tell you something. Let it go. Let it go. This is completing. There karmically, oof, ooh, the whole thing, the whole karma, the whole vibe of the whole thing is it's got to end. A chapter has to close. It has to close. It has to close. It has to close. It has to be done. My nose is itching like crazy as I'm reading this. So I think something is resonating. So in summation, what are we saying here? What's the zhuzh? What's the ish? Money's on the mind. Money can be scary. Big news can be scary. But you have a lot of people that care about you, that want to help you. If the larger world can't take care of you, this is when community comes into play and community starts to protect us. And even when it's uncomfortable, and it is, we have to trust that the larger karmic plane is acting out what it needs to act out in this cycle that it needs to do. And it's not really for us to dictate or to question, even when it's terrifying. All right. Wow. Let us hope that the Six of Cups energy that we're walking into, at least for the next 10 days, can be an undercurrent of maybe being able to see where the glass is half full instead of half empty. I do hope that for us. And I hope that for you too. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please feel free to drop below in the comments with any questions that you might have. You're always welcome to reach out to me as well directly if you are curious about getting a personalized reading. I do offer readings over Zoom, and I look forward to connecting with you. I will be posting a full moon sound bath on Wednesday, November 5th. It will be only sound bowls. So if you would like to listen to that as a way of helping you relax, decompress, and maybe come off of some intense energy at the beginning of the week, I would love to have you. Take care, be safe, be kind, and have a wonderful, wonderful week, as wonderful as you can. Thank you so much.